We are back to Witch Hat Mondays. Oh, I'm so excited to see how this all is going to work out. God, that's so creepy. Oh. Oh. I didn't expect her. Good job, girls. We really just don't ask questions. He reminds me a lot of Byakuya from Bleach. In the same attitude, even the same look. Oh. So we have a history. We are not afraid of the magical popo. Yeah, we do need to figure out why that happened. Because yeah, that is very bad. Yeah, then what happened? These guys have so far not seemed like the helping type. Okay, well. Okay, maybe you guys do help. You did not put a good first impression on me, gentle witches. Oh, I recognize that here. That's such good framing. So good, so good. The misgivings of the Knights Moralis. Okay. Yeah. What happened then? What happened then? That's what I would feel too. What happened? I'm surprised that didn't happen. Yeah, that's what you want, right? Yeah. I'm so happy. There are more tests. I still have a bit of misgivings of her motivations a little bit and how they influence her, but she's a good kid. No. Can we fix this? Oh, we get to hear them talk. Yeah, that's really bad. That was a transition. Oh.
石や木に魔法陣を焼き付けることが
Ah,
できる
very
んだ。
cool, very cool. Okay, that is... Oh, okay, nice, nice, nice. Actually, just about what I was asked, that we really got to get
川の水も戻り始めた。
the environment somewhat
砂
back to
人化魔
normal.
法の効果が。
Okay.
ここ。はい、落とし物。気をつけてね。帽子も魔木も置き忘れたら大変だ。
ごめんなさい。ありがとうございます。私の魔木全然減ってない。とかなんですか？ずっと増え続けるの。
I have a feeling that's not the case.
ちょっとそれ。
But yes.
先生？
Why? Did she use a different kind of ink? Oh, what is this environment? This is very cool. I got
魔法は
Dune
世界を
vibes.
彩る偽り。し魔法を書くための手はこんなにインクで汚れるのに。
Ooh.
嘘は
Ooh,
近
we're
づ
really
け
going
ば
dark
バレる
magic here.
もの。
So they use blood. Okay.
この魔木は
And yeah, maybe it is the
カルンで
ink.
ノルナーさんにもらったものだったね。
はい。
Maybe it amplifies spells. And they
Origio.
snuck it on her.
先にみんなを連れてこの間の騒ぎで個々のペンを買いそびれてしまったからね。
That's
すぐ
a
近
good
くだし
excuse.
カルンに寄ってから
じゃあ土産に呪蜜酒。
初摘みと熟成もの1本ずつ。
よし、任された。
ごめんね。どうしても確認したいことがあるんだ。
あれ？ドアが消えてる。
今日はお店が休みなのか。
Yep, that's how they
お
close.
休みだとお店ごと消えるんですか？
キーフリーさんとこの間の
God, I'm really trying not to make so many Harry Potter comparisons. I'm really trying not to, but that was very Harry Potter.
ドアノブによって部屋が違うのは当たり前だろ。
Oh, cool.
じいちゃんは多分3階です。あんた待って。名前
ここだよ。私はここ。
ここ。その右足の怪我早く消毒した方がいい。だから貼ってやるよ。
Oh, what a very kind boy. God, I love these
知らない
type
魔
of
材がいっぱいだ。
environments. So many details.
このいろんな色の粉は何？
あんまりいじらないで。配列変わったら困るから。染めの染料だよ。
Magic
魔木の
dyes.
効果を強化するための混ぜ物なんだ。
Ooh, cool, cool, cool.
実はあるものを手に入れて。
これは似ておる。
Hmm.
いや、ほのかな青みが全く同じじゃ。
It's the same dye. They snuck it on
お前
her.
さん、
あの時ツバーリボウが瓶に魔法をかけたんだ。
書く前にまずその魔木を調べてから。キーフリー。
あの浅瀬色の染料はなんて名前？天井のところの大きなやつ。
混ぜると魔法の効果が長持ちするんだ。
Ah, very cool. We're expanding the magic system. I love it. This really too. This adds a lot of different
花嫁
possibilities.
町の鱗粉だよ。
Oh,
魔法陣の線を隠せるんだ。
that's
そ
cool.
の隣は？
God, this is a
反対の丸っぽい
great
瓶が
magic
禁煙
system.
竜の鱗。
This adds so many possibilities on how you can do things.
ここにある染料の名前全部覚えてるの？
まあ商品だし。
ワクワクした。タータくんが羨ましいよ。
Oh, you're so cute.
アトリエの方がいいに決まってる。
Is it?
タータくんも魔法使いの見習いなんじゃないの？
俺は。
Hmm?
あの赤い粉はなんていう染料なの？
どれ？
あれ、あの棚。浅瀬色と枯葉色の間にあるやつ。
だから何段目のどれだよ。
What?
すっごく赤くて目立つやつだよ。
Oh. Uh-oh.
よかった。瓶が割れてなくて。
Good bottles.
よくないよ。最悪だ。
Hmm?
ラベルが外れて、
Yeah,
じい
that's...
ちゃんから触るなって言われてたのに。
何の粉かわか
it might take some time, but it's not
どの色が
that big
ど
of a
の建材
disaster,
料
わか
right?
んないよ
お
置いてある場所で種類を覚えただけ。色で見分けたわけじゃない。
Oh. Hmm. Okay. I think we hit on a touchy
もう帰っ
subject.
てくれ。禁ダミ症の俺の目じゃ。
Hmm?
いくら勉強しても魔法使いにはなれないように。
Why is that?
あんな小さな魔法陣であの規模の威力とは。
Hmm.
入れ物は2つ、中身は1つ。
Oh.
きっとこれを使わされたんだ。
Oh,
減った分だけ増え
interesting.
たのは謎の混ぜ物で補充し、
Oh.
この瓶は
Very,
彼
very
らと繋がって
interesting.
いる。
Okay.
やっと捉えた。
Why
な
are
ん
we...
てことだ。小
Kifrey.
さくて雑な大行動にお知らせすれば。
ダメです。魔系団も大行動も僕らが気づいたことでさえ誰にも知られない方がいい。
キ
Kifrey.
フリー、自分の言葉の意味が分かっとるのかね。
ごめんなさい、ノルノアさん。
Oh, I think we're gonna erase his memory.
ここ
Oh, this wasn't nearly as fun as a trip as I was hoping.
あの魔木の瓶だけどすごく高価なものを渡しちゃったみたい。代わりにカバンを買ったから。
ありがとうございます
I understand for him lying to her. With this one, good as this was.
先生
I was not expecting this to be so
銀ダミ
drama
症
filled.
って何ですか
Yeah, what
銀
is
ダ
that?
ミ症は世界があらゆるものが銀色に覆われて
Oh,
見える目のことだよ。
I see, I
魔
see.
法使いはするからこの世界では苦労するかもしれないね。
Hmm. Makes so much
そう
sense.
不安そうな顔をしないで。大丈夫だよ。僕は君を全力で守る。君が心配することは何もね。
Kifrey, I'm a bit worried.
何も光っとらんよ。
I bet you don't.
じいちゃん。
Yeah, we erased his memory. I just want to know what your goal is, Qifrey. Another wonderful episode. I was really impressed by the pacing of this episode. It felt like a lot happened, even though on paper, not a lot really did happen. There weren't too many big events. It was all just cleaning up the mess from the last episode. And then a quick little trip into town. There, not a lot happened yet. It really feels like a lot happened because of all the information we got. I find that really impressive with the show. It never, even though it is technically a very slow show compared to most other anime, especially in like, you know, fantasy, action-y types. Even though it's slow in that sense, to me at least it never feels slow. It never feels like a super, you know, quiet, slow burn anime. And I don't even mind those concepts. I don't mind if an anime is slow burn at all. And if anything, I usually prefer that. But it's still really impressive to me how it never feels that way. It always, like, I was, from scene to scene, I was hooked the entire time. I never felt like it was like slowing down at all, even though it technically did, especially if you compare it to the last episode. But yeah, a lot of interesting things. I love the reveal of the ink. I thought that was really cool. I like the direction too that they are going with things, especially with Coco. I figured the reveal would be that, oh, Coco has some special ability or power. But at least so far, it hasn't gone that direction at all. It hasn't made Coco like, you know, this special chosen one. And again, I don't know if it is going to go in that direction or not. So far, I haven't seen anything besides the Brimcats just having this interest in Coco, but again, it could be for something different. And my theory is that, I think I've spoken this a little bit before. My theory is that it's because she is just an outsider. She's not born into the magical society, so she doesn't have the same cultural hang-ups as they do. She's going to be more open-minded, and maybe just the symbolism of an outsider becoming good at magic could be a very powerful thing in that society. So that's what I think is going on, but I could be wrong, and it could be Coco does have something special with her somehow, who knows. But regardless, I love the ink. It all made sense to me on why, how the ink was given, why no one noticed it. No one noticed that something was different until Coco's like, hey, didn't I use a bit more of this? And now it's filled up. That's a bit weird. The spell made sense. I thought that was all very, very clever, very, very well done, and very well revealed as well. And it's really good from a story writing perspective, because this episode, really the most important thing about this episode was learning more about the different types of ink, that there can be, ink mixed with different things and they cause different effects. That was really the whole point of this episode when it comes to pushing the story forward and giving us information that we need. So I do think it's a very, very clever writing decision to have the ink be the cause of the problem, and it is our central focus throughout the story and the show. So really it doesn't feel like exposition at all when we get into Coco learning about the inks and her asking questions. Oh, what does this one do? And all that. The ink feels central throughout the entire episode, which is very clever. It's almost like it was in, if we're going by the A and B plot type of things. That's not quite what's happening here, but it kind of felt that way, in that, hey, we are introduced like, hey, the ink has caused a problem, it's very important, and now we're going to learn more about inks in general, and that all just ties together really well. It flows really well. It feels very good, us learning about the inks in that moment. It's not like, hey, why are we learning about this right now? That doesn't make any sense. It's just random information. No, the information is central to Coco's plot, the main plot, everything going on with Qifrey, the brim caps. It's very, very central, and the information comes out at exactly when it needs to come out, in a still interesting way that doesn't feel like exposition. Amazing writing, amazing writing wise that they were able to do that. Very impressive. And again, we saw more of Qifrey's darker side, that he is willing to do what he needs to do, or at least what he feels he needs to do, in order to keep the magical popo off his back. Again, we don't quite know the reason. I'm thinking it's because he thinks that their methods are just going to cause information to disappear, and he won't be able to find the leads to actually find these people. Again, why he wants to find these people, if it's a pure justice reason, if it's some sort of revenge reason, we don't know. But I feel like the reason that he doesn't want the Knights Moralis to get involved is because he probably finds them incompetent, or their ways just incompetent in general. Which from what we've seen of them, I kind of agree with him on that. Again, they're willing to get rid of Coco's memories just so quickly, and that's so silly from an investigation perspective, because then they're not going to find out, or it's going to be a lot more difficult to find out what even happened, and how are you going to prevent it in the future. And it's obviously a very quick and rushful thing to do, to wipe out the memories of a suspect. It's very foolish. So I can definitely understand why Qifrey might not trust them with a detailed investigation or anything like that. Knights Moralis, they're very cool. The side characters had a lot of personality. I recognize one of their VAs, the blonde witch. She's a VA I know from. I'll have to look up exactly who her voice actress is, but I'm pretty sure she is one of my favorites. but they're all very cool in design, all very distinctive too. None of them looked like NPCs, or at least not like a very lazy type of NPCs with like no backstory or anything like that. They all look like distinct characters, which I really liked especially. I'm very curious if they're going to play more of a role in the future. Like the individual characters. I mean, obviously the Knights Moralis is going to play a huge role, but the blonde witch and the red-haired witch, I wonder if they will play more character roles in the future. I'd be very curious about that. Again, the designs are so cool. I love the ribbon things that they had. It makes sense for them too. They can bind people, you know, they can pick things up with them. They, you know, can automatically repair. They can be used for both offense, defense, combat, just basic support, just help people, like when they're, you know, picking up the carts and people and stuff like that. So it makes sense for them to have that type of weapon. It's very distinctive. Again, the red of their outfits really stands out well against everything in general, but even their weapon too, the white ribbon, it stands out so well. It's such a good design, such a great design. But yeah, it was a great, really well-paced, really well-written episode for getting information across about the inks and all that. Advancing. Did we really advance any characters in that? We revealed a lot more of the background information for things that are happening, and with the ink, that was the main thing. We didn't really get too much character development here, which is fine, because the show already gives a lot of character development all the time. It was more of a setup episode for a lot of future things, even though to me it feels very actiony, but it was more of a setup episode. We already knew Qifrey is, you know, the way he is, and that yeah, he's willing to do what he needs to do. It did surprise me whatsoever that he wiped out the guy's memory. I was like, you know, I think I don't think you're going to remember this conversation, sir. But regardless, again, I'm so enraptured in the story and where it could possibly go. I've heard a lot of really good things about the manga, that it is arguably the best drawn manga ever. I've heard a couple people say that, and then from the few panels I've seen, I can definitely understand why people are saying that. So I do really want to read it, but I don't know if I quite want to spoil myself for the anime. So I'm debating that right now. Maybe I'll wait until like this season is finished, and then we'll see how long until the next season come out. I'll think about it. 'Cause I don't mind spoilers too much, in all honesty. It's not really a big deal for me that like I know what's happening in the story. For instance, I spoiled myself with Chainsaw Man. I had watched the entirety of the first season, and I liked the story so much that I was like, okay, I'll read the manga. And so I read all of the manga. I think I haven't read the last like 2 chapters that have come out, or the last 2 manga that have come out. I'm pretty sure like the entire story is done. It's done and finished a couple months ago. But I'm pretty caught up. I think I'm only like 2 manga behind that I really need to like order. I need to order those, and I get those last 2. Yeah, I still enjoy the experience, definitely. Even if I know what's gonna happen in the story, that's not a big hang up for me or anything like that. But it is always nice to, you know, be like surprised when something, you know, is happening in an anime. It's always like very fun. It's a different kind of unique experience, you know, watching something you don't know for the first time. So I will see. I'll mule that one over after this season finishes. But yeah, thank you for watching this with me. I greatly appreciate it. If you are interested in hanging out with me more, please consider subscribing to the archives, and I will see you next time. Farewell, travelers. Bye-bye.